Okay, let's take a quick look at how to add images to a web page. And for this, I'm going to use a movie poster theme. And I'm going to create a basic web page about one of my favorite movies that includes both an image and also a link to and an embedded YouTube video as sort of a bonus. So I've got the YouTube trailer pulled up here, and I've got a Google image search. Now remember that when you use copyrighted images or images that don't belong to you, you either need to do them with permission or you need to do it with attribution. You can't just take images, with the exception of learning environments like this one. You can use them for assignments that are temporary, that don't have any sort of economic impact on the original. So I'm going to use Goonies. I think it's sort of had its run, and it's also one of my favorites. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here with my Google image search, and I'm going to save this image, right-clicking on it, save image as, and I'm going to go ahead and save that right on my desktop so I can find it. I'll call it Goonies. And Goonies.jpg like this. And that allows me to get that image where I want it to be. Okay. So I'm going to now take the Goonies file, which I saved in my desktop, and I'm going to drag that into PHP Storm. And I'm going to put it in the same folder where I have all of my files for my website. Sometimes you put these files into a folder called images, but for the purpose of this, I'm going to be fine because I don't have too many things going on. So you can see there's the file, and then I'm working here on a6.html, which is right here. So those two files are in the same folder now, and you can see PHP Storm opens up that file when I put it in there. I can just close that because I don't need it open. So now I'm working on a6.html. I'm going to create a basic web structure. So I'm going to fill in the title, the Goonies, and I'm going to take that and I'm going to reuse that for my heading level 1. And so that puts that on the page. So you can see now that if I upload this basic document to my web page and I try it out, I get the blank page, white background, black text, which is the default, Times New Roman text, which is the default for my computer and browser, and it just says the Goonies and heading level 1. So the next thing I want to do is I want to use the image tag, and I'm going to use the source attribute, that's src. And you can see here that when I type the quotes, it comes up with a list of files that are in that same directory. So all I have to do is select the Goonies.jpg, and you can see PHP Storm here tells me the dimensions of the file, which should be fine for this web page. So I'm going to double click that. And then what I want to do to make sure that people who are visually disabled can still understand what's going on my page, I'm going to include an alt text tag, which is what they will be read if they are using a screen reader or another device to read this page if they are visually impaired. So what I want to do here is do something that describes, or write something that describes the image. So I'm going to say a picture of the original Goonies movie poster. And that's probably sufficient for that image. Some images require a lot of alt text, and other images, if they're purely decorative and don't contribute to the content of the page, don't require any. But that is the image and the alt text. Now, if I save this and I upload that to the website, I want to point something out, because a lot of people make the mistake that I'm about to show you right now, is once they upload their file to the website, they go to try it out. And what I get here is a broken image link and the alt text, which is nice that I have alt text there in this case, because I can at least see what that image is supposed to be. But I'd rather see the image. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back here, And the thing that I forgot to do is I forgot to put the image on the web server. So I'm going to add that Goonies, and I'm going to upload that to the web server as well. An alternate way that I can transfer files to the web server, of course, is to hold them down and drag them over from one side to the other. Both of those work just fine. So now, if I refresh the page, what it shows me is my heading, and it shows me that great Goonies image. So there's two more things I'm going to do on this page. And the first thing that I'm going to do is, actually I'm going to do three things. I lied. I'm going to first put this inside a paragraph, which gives me a little bit more control over that image. The next thing I'm going to do is create a second paragraph that contains two things. The first thing it's going to contain is a link to the movie trailer. And so I'm going to create a link here. So I'm going to type that text, and now make it a link. I'm going to add the href there, and I need to get the link to the trailer, which is this YouTube address here. I'll paste that in, and I'm also going to have that open in a new window. So I'm going to put target equals, and this is an underscore blank, which will cause that to open in a new window. And I'm going to close that tag. And just below that paragraph is where I'm going to also embed the trailer itself. I'm going to put a little heading here that says, watch the trailer now. And then right below that is where I'm going to put that trailer. So I'm going to go back to YouTube, and I'm going to hit share right here. And if the video allows it to be embedded, it will give me this embed option. And I'm going to copy all of that. And it's an iframe tag, which you may not know about, but we're just going to copy it and paste it right now, so you don't need to know what it does. I'm going to paste that right into PHP Storm there. Now, I don't need to upload anything for this to appear because this is an embedded frame, and you can see here it's reading it directly from YouTube. So now let's save that page and go back to my page here. I'm refreshing it. Oh, forgot to upload the page. Let's do that first. There we go. Now refresh it, and you can see there I've got the link to the movie trailer, so I can watch it on YouTube. I can also view that trailer right here in my page as an embedded document. So that's how you embed YouTube videos and images onto a web page.